My name is Rachel Porter. I'm 34 years old, and the moment I knew my marriage was over wasn't when I found the texts. It wasn't when I saw the hotel charges. It was when I pulled into the Target parking lot on a Tuesday afternoon and saw my car. My exact car. Same year, same model, same color. Silver 2024 Audi Q5, the one my husband David bought me for our 10th anniversary 3 months earlier. Except it wasn't my car, because my car was in my garage. This one had a different license plate, and behind the wheel, adjusting her rearview mirror, was a woman I'd never seen before. Blonde, maybe 26, wearing sunglasses that cost more than my monthly grocery budget. I sat there in the Target parking lot, engine running, hands locked on the steering wheel, watching this stranger climb out of my anniversary gift. And that's when my phone buzzed. A text from David. "Working late again tonight. Don't wait up. Love you." What David didn't know, what he wouldn't find out for another 6 days, was that both cars, mine and hers, were about to disappear. Because the man who'd been playing husband of the year was financing a double life on credit he didn't have. And when you build a castle on lies, eventually someone comes to collect the keys. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me take you back 4 months, to the night David came home with the car that started everything. If you're listening right now, help me prove something wrong. My mother said I wouldn't even reach 10,000 subscribers, but I believe stories like this deserve to be heard. Help me show her that these tales matter. Please subscribe to DR Avenge Stories, and let's keep breathing life into stories that were never meant to stay silent. Also, drop a like on this video and let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I love hearing from viewers all around the world. Now, let's get into the story. April 12th, our 10th anniversary. David told me to close my eyes in the driveway. I could hear him grinning, that boyish excitement he got when he thought he'd done something impressive. "Okay," he said, "open." The Audi sat in our driveway with a giant red bow on the hood, silver, gleaming under the porch light, leather interior, panoramic sunroof. I'd mentioned wanting to upgrade from my 2016 Honda maybe twice in passing. I never expected this. "David, this is too much." He pulled me close, kissed my forehead. "Nothing's too much for you, Rach. 10 years. You deserve something that shows how much you mean to me." I cried. Actually cried. I posted a photo on Instagram, "Best husband in the world," with 3 heart emojis. 47 people liked it. My sister commented, "David's setting the bar high." My mother-in-law commented, "My son knows how to treat his queen." I drove that car like it was made of glass for the first 2 weeks. I parked it far from other cars. I hand-washed it on Saturdays. I sent David photos from the driver's seat with captions like, "Still can't believe this is mine." What I didn't know was that David had financed the entire $52,000, zero down, 72-month loan at 6.8% interest. Monthly payment, $847. What I also didn't know was that 3 weeks after he gave me that car, he bought the exact same one for someone else. Her name was Simone. I wouldn't learn that until later. All I knew in that Target parking lot was that my anniversary gift, my symbol of a decade of marriage, wasn't special. It was a template. He'd copy-pasted his grand gesture. I sat in the parking lot for 11 minutes. I counted. Then I took a photo of her license plate and drove home. I didn't confront David that night. I've watched enough true crime to know that if you want the truth, you don't announce you're looking for it. You gather evidence first. I went into our home office after David fell. We shared for bills and taxes. Was password protected, but I'd watched David type it in 100 times. Our wedding date, original. I opened the browser history first. David had cleared it, but he'd forgotten about the auto-saved passwords. I clicked on the credit card account he thought was his, Capital One Venture Card, the one he told me he used for work expenses. $127,000 in total credit limit, $89,000 balance. My stomach dropped. I scrolled through the charges. Tiffany & Co., $4,200. The Ritz-Carlton, Philadelphia, $890 for 2 nights. Sephora, $340. Another Tiffany charge, $1,800. Lululemon, $520. Dinner at Bistro Gabriella, $340. Then I saw it. Audi, Princeton, April 30th, $52,000. 3 weeks after mine, the exact same amount. I took screenshots, saved them to a hidden folder on my phone. Then I kept digging. Bank statements. Our joint checking account looked normal. Mortgage paid, utilities paid, groceries. But David had 3 accounts I'd never seen. 1 business account under his LLC, 2 personal savings accounts at a different bank, all nearly empty. One had $340, another had $12, the third was overdrawn by $608. David made $140,000 a year as a regional sales manager. I made $67,000 as a medical office administrator. We should have been comfortable. We should have been saving for the lake house David always talked about. Instead, we were drowning, and I'd had no idea. I found the loan documents for my Audi in his email. 72 months, $847 a month. Then I found the second loan, same dealership, same terms, same monthly payment, $847. David was paying $1,694 a month for 2 identical cars. On top of the $2,400 mortgage, the $680 car insurance, now covering 2 luxury vehicles, the credit card minimums that were bleeding him dry. I looked at our joint account balance, $4,200. That would cover exactly 2 weeks of bills. Maybe. Then I looked at the calendar. June 1st, 3 days away. The mortgage was due, both car payments were due. I opened the payment history for the Audi loans. My car paid on time May 1st. Her car, 19 days late. A late fee of $85 had been added. David was juggling, and he was running out of hands. I thought about confronting him the next morning. I had the screenshots, I had the numbers. I could have laid it all out at breakfast and watched him try to spin it. But something stopped me. Maybe it was pride. Maybe it was strategy. Or maybe I just wanted to see how far he'd go before the walls came down on their own. So I waited. I went to work. I smiled at patients. I processed insurance claims. I ate lunch at my desk and Googled, what happens when you default on a car loan? Repossession. That was the answer. Typically after 60 to 90 days of non-payment. Sometimes sooner if the lender considers you high risk. They send warnings, then they send a tow truck, usually in the middle of the night. No drama, just gone. I checked the loan documents again. David had missed 1 payment on Simone's car. He was barely scraping by on mine. If he missed June, the countdown would start. I didn't have to do anything. I just had to wait. That Friday, June 1st, I watched David at breakfast. He scrolled through his phone, jaw tight. He was wearing his work shirt, the blue one I'd ironed the night before, and he hadn't touched his eggs. "You okay?" I asked. "Fine, just work stuff." He left without kissing me goodbye. That was new. I checked the bank account after he left. The mortgage had been paid, $2,400, withdrawn that morning. The balance was now $1,800. The car payments were due, both of them, $1,694 total. He didn't have enough, not unless he pulled from somewhere else. If you're wondering what I did next, keep watching. But first, if you're getting invested in this, go ahead and like this video. It actually helps more people find stories like this. And if you've ever had your world flipped upside down by someone you trusted, drop a comment. Just say, "I've been there." You're not alone. Okay, back to the story. June 3rd, Sunday. David told me he was going to Home Depot for mulch. He left at 10 a.m. and didn't come back until 4 p.m. No mulch. June 5th, I checked the credit card again. Audi Princeton. Payment failed. $847. Insufficient funds. A $35 returned payment fee was added to the balance. June 7th, David started staying late at work 4 nights in a row. Each night, he'd text this same message, slammed with the quarterly reports, "Don't wait up." I didn't wait up, but I did check his location. We'd shared locations years ago for safety, back when I was driving late from night shifts. He'd never turned it off. Tuesday night, his dot sat at the Marriott courtyard, 14 miles from his office, from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. I took a screenshot. June 10th, a letter came in the mail. Not email, physical mail, certified. I signed for it while David was at work. The return address, Ally Financial Services, Auto Loan Collections Department. I opened it in the kitchen. Notice of default. Account ending in 7834. Payment 29 days past due. Total amount due $932, including late fees. Failure to remit payment within 10 days may result in repossession of vehicle. Account 7834. I checked my loan number. That wasn't mine. That was hers. They were coming for Simone's car. I put the letter back in the envelope and left it on David's desk in the office, centered, visible. I wanted to see what he'd do. He came home at 9 p.m. that night, showered, didn't mention the letter. I was in bed pretending to read when he slid in next to me. "Love you, Rach," he said. I didn't answer. I pretended to be asleep. June 14th. I was pulling into the driveway after work when I saw it. A tow truck, backing into our driveway. 2 men in reflective vests. One was holding a clipboard, the other was attaching chains to the undercarriage of my Audi. My Audi, not hers, mine. I jumped out of my car. "Excuse me, what are you doing?" The man with the clipboard looked up. "Repossession, ma'am. Ally Financial. Account in default." "That's my car." "Yes, ma'am. Registered to David Porter. Loan 60 days past due. We have a court order." 60 days? That's impossible. He handed me a paper. Payment history. March, paid. April, paid. May, missed. June, missed. 2 months. "There's been a mistake," I said. My voice was shaking. "My husband handles the payments. You'll need to contact Ally, ma'am. We're just here to recover the vehicle." I stood in the driveway and watched them load my anniversary gift onto the flatbed. The bow was long gone. The car I'd hand-washed and parked carefully and loved, hooked to a truck like a piece of furniture being hauled to the dump. The neighbors were watching. Linda from 2 doors down, pretending to water her roses. The Chens across the street, standing on their porch. I called David. Straight to voicemail. I called again. Voicemail. I texted. They just took my car. 3 dots appeared, then stopped. Then appeared again. What? Who? Allie. Repo. They said you missed 2 payments. The dots didn't come back. I know what you're thinking. And yes, it gets worse before it gets better. If you want to see how I handled what came next, stay with me. Hit subscribe if you haven't yet, and comment 2 cars if you already know where this is going. All right, let me tell you what happened when David finally came home. David came home at 11 p.m. I was sitting at the kitchen table with my laptop open, bank statements printed out, credit card statements, the repossession notice, all of it laid out like evidence at a trial. He walked in, saw the papers, and froze. "Rachel." "Sit down, David." He sat. I slid the first paper across the table, the Ally notice for my car. 2 months. You missed 2 months of payments on the car you gave me for our anniversary, the car you told me was a gift. I was going to catch it up, I just needed... I slid the second paper, the notice for account 7834, Simone's car. "This one's been late since May. They're coming for this one too, aren't they?" His face went white. I slid the third paper, the credit card statement. I'd highlighted the charges. Tiffany, the Ritz, the second Audi purchase. "Who is she, David?" Silence. "Let me explain. Sit down." He sat. I slid the first paper across the table, the Ally notice for my car. 2 months. You missed 2 months of payments on the car you gave me for our anniversary, the car you told me was a gift. I was going to catch it up. I slid the second paper, the notice for account 7834, Simone's car. This one's been late since May. They're coming for this one too, aren't they? His face went white. I slid the third paper, the credit card statement. I'd highlighted the charges. Tiffany, the Ritz, the second Audi purchase. Who is she, David? Silence. Her name is Simone, I said. I'd found her Instagram 2 days earlier. Public profile. 26 years old. Luxury lifestyle blogger. Photos of her in the Audi, photos of her at the Ritz, photos of her wearing a Tiffany bracelet I'd never seen. It's not what you think. You bought her the same car you bought me. The same one, David. Same year, same color, same everything. What am I supposed to think? He put his head in his hands. How long? 6 months. How much do we owe? He didn't answer. I slid the final paper, the total I'd calculated. Credit cards, $89,000, car loans, $96,000 remaining, mortgage, $340,000. We're $500,000 in debt, and you can't make the payments, can you? I was trying to fix it. By hiding it, I didn't want you to worry. I laughed, actually laughed. It came out sharp and bitter. David, they repossessed my car in front of the neighbors. I'm past worry. He looked up. His eyes were red. I'll fix this, I swear. I'll sell her car. I'll end it. They already repossessed her car, I said. 2 days ago. I checked the VIN. It's gone. His face crumpled. And you know what the worst part is? It's not even the money. It's that you gave me that car and told me I was special. And then you went out and gave her the exact same thing, like we were both just items on a checklist. Rachel, please. I want a divorce. The words came out so calmly. I'd been holding them for 2 weeks, and now they were out, sitting on the table between us like a signed document. David started crying, full shoulder-shaking sobs, and I felt nothing. Not anger, not sadness, just tired. I moved out 3 days later. My sister Emily drove up from Baltimore and helped me pack. We took what fit in her SUV. Clothes, my laptop, my grandmother's china. The rest, David could keep. I stayed with Emily for 2 weeks while I found an apartment. 1 bedroom, $1,400 a month. I could afford it on my salary alone. Barely, but it was mine. David called 47 times in the first week. I didn't answer. He texted. Long paragraphs, apologies, promises, begging. I read the first few, then I stopped. His mother called. Rachel, sweetheart, David made a mistake, but 10 years, don't throw that away. He threw it away, Linda, not me. She tried to argue. I hung up. I filed for divorce on June 28th. No fault, irreconcilable differences. I didn't need to prove adultery. I didn't need to drag Simone into a courtroom. I just needed out. Our mediator, a tired-looking woman named Patricia, laid out the numbers. The house was underwater. We owed more than it was worth. The credit card debt was in David's name. Legally, I wasn't responsible. The car loans, both repossessed, had left deficiency balances. David owed $14,000 on mine, $16,000 on hers after the auction sales. Your best option, Patricia said, is for David to file bankruptcy. Chapter 7, wipe the slate clean. I looked at David across the table. He looked like he'd aged 10 years in 3 weeks. Do whatever you need to do, I said. I just want my name off everything. We sold the house in August. Short sale. We walked away with nothing. I signed the papers in Patricia's office. David signed next to me. We didn't speak. The divorce was final on October 3rd, 5 months from the day I saw Simone's car in the Target parking lot. The judge asked if there were any assets to divide. Patricia said no. He signed the decree. It was over. I walked out of the courthouse into a bright October morning. The leaves were turning. The air was cool. I had $8,000 in my savings account, a one-bedroom apartment, and a 2018 Toyota Camry I'd bought used for $16,000. I'd lost the house. I'd lost the marriage. I'd lost the Audi I'd loved. But I'd kept something David never had: my integrity. Still with me? If you are, thank you. This wasn't easy to share, but I think someone needed to hear it. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more. And comment integrity if you believe that's worth more than any car. Now let me tell you what happened after the divorce. The first 3 months after the divorce were the hardest. Not because I missed David, I didn't, but because I had to rebuild everything from scratch. New apartment, new routines, new normal. I got a therapist. Her name was Dr. Lena Chen. 50-minute sessions every Tuesday at 6 p.m. I told her everything: the cars, the lies, the credit cards, the way I'd felt standing in that driveway watching them tow away my anniversary gift. "You're grieving," she said. "Not the man he was, the man you thought he was." She was right. I blocked David's number in November. I blocked his mother. I blocked his sister. I needed space to figure out who I was without them. I started running, 3 miles, 4 mornings a week. I'd never been a runner before, but I needed something that was mine, something I could control. I got a promotion at work in January, office manager, $78,000 a year. I said yes. I paid off my Camry in March, wrote the final check, and felt lighter than I had in years. And I started dating again. Nothing serious: coffee, dinner, a movie. I wasn't looking for a relationship. I was looking for myself. Then in April, exactly 1 year after David gave me that Audi, I did something I never thought I'd do. I bought myself a car. Not an Audi, a Subaru Outback, certified pre-owned, paid in cash, $28,000. Dark blue, sunroof, heated seats. I drove it off the lot and I cried. Not because it was fancy, because it was mine. Truly mine. No loans, no lies, no strings. I posted a photo on Instagram, just me leaning against the hood, smiling. The caption: "Bought this one myself." Emily commented first. "That's my girl." 47 people liked it. None of them were David. It's been 2 years now since that day in the Target parking lot. 2 years since I saw Simone in my car. 2 years since my world cracked open. David filed for bankruptcy, Chapter 7, discharged $140,000 in debt. Last I heard, he's renting a townhouse in Trenton and working the same sales job. I don't know if he's still with Simone. I don't ask. I don't care. I'm still in my apartment. I've decorated it the way I want. Plants on every windowsill. Art I picked out myself. A couch I saved for 6 months to buy. It's small. It's mine. I'm dating someone now. His name is Marcus. He's a high school teacher. He drives a 2015 Honda Civic with 140,000 miles on it. He's never bought me jewelry. He's never surprised me with a luxury car. But he shows up. He tells the truth. He pays his bills. And that, I've learned, is worth more than anything that comes with a bow. Here's what I want you to know if you're listening to this and you're in the middle of your own nightmare. You will survive this. It won't feel like it. There will be days when you sit in your car in a parking lot and cry so hard you can't see. There will be nights when you lie awake doing math, trying to figure out how to make $400 stretch across 2 weeks. But you will survive. And on the other side, you'll find something better than the life you lost. You'll find yourself. The house wasn't mine. The car wasn't mine. Even the marriage, I realize now, wasn't mine. It was a performance. A script David wrote and I played along with because I didn't know any better. But this life, the one I'm living now, this one is mine. I don't drive an Audi anymore. I don't live in a 4-bedroom house. I don't have a husband who makes grand gestures. But I sleep at night. I pay my bills. I look at myself in the mirror and I like who I see. And that, more than anything David ever gave me, is the gift I'll keep. If Simone's story or Rachel's story or this whole mess reminded you of something you've been through, drop a comment. Just say, "I survived too." Let's build a thread of people who made it to the other side. And if you think someone in your life needs to hear this tonight, share it with them. Sometimes we need permission to walk away. Sometimes we need to know we're not crazy for wanting more than lies wrapped in a bow. There's another story waiting for you right here about a woman who discovered her second family at his own funeral. Click that video next. You're stronger than you think, and you deserve better than someone who copies and pastes their love.